So week, one of the games I've been playing is Fallen Order, and I haven't touched this game in years, and quite honestly, about 5 years. And I originally dropped it on Dathomir, not knowing how close I was to the end of the game. But coming back, it has been kind of interesting. I've been in somewhat of a Star Wars mood lately, having rewatched Empire and Jedi, and I decided to download Fallen Order, and jumping back into Cal's story just felt right. And honestly, I've been very surprised about how much I'm enjoying it. The story and performances are way better than I remembered. I don't have any memory of them being bad, but the performances and like the story have really picked up, and it's really stuck with me. Like the whole Dathomir arc really landed for me this time. Seeing Order 66 from Cal's perspective, and seeing what his master did to protect him, and see him be a total badass to try to save and protect you, just adds a lot more weight to everything. And then you meet Malicos. He's another Jedi, and he's actually the cult leader of what's going on there on the planet. And you can tell that he survived the purge, but not intact. And the time since, he seems like he succumbed to the dark side, at least to some point. And like he's just someone who went down a very different path than what Cal did. And that's a contrast that really sticks out with me and really says a lot about the two characters. The game really leans into a lot of that too. Every Jedi is going to deal with the dark side and the temptation of it. And we learn this from Cere in a cutscene after the events that take place on that planet. Cal and her are having a story, and she sees that Cal is nearly at defeat, and he is ready to just give up. His lightsaber has just been destroyed, and it was his last connection to his mentor, and to his master. And it's really started to affect him, and he kind of feels like a broken man at that point. And Cere, picking up on this, lets him know that even she fell prey to the dark side, and even she's made mistakes, and that no one is perfect, and every Jedi is going to have a moment where they doubt themselves and what they're doing and lose faith a little bit. And Cere also, even though she cut herself off from the Force, the dark side is so powerful that even now she still has temptations, and she still has the fear of it, of being succumbed by it yet again, and passes this information and what's happened to her onto Cal, and let him know that he's gonna be all right. And one of the things that I really like about Cere is that this also makes her come across as being more human, and again, just instead of just being a perfect mentor, she has flaws, and that she messed up, and that she has regrets. Like this really does represent the different outcomes of trauma after Order 66, and what the Jedis that survived, what they had to deal with. I just really didn't appreciate this for the first time, and I pushed myself through, got through Dathomir, beat Malicos, which really felt satisfying, I have to say. And I honestly dropped the game about 5 years ago on this planet. There's a sliding section, and I could not for the life of me figure it out. I tried numerous times, and I kept on dying. And so I said screw it, and I just dropped the game. And I really regret doing that, because I see what I missed out on, and I feel like this would have resonated with me even more being in the full thick of it. But it is what it is, and I'm having a lot of fun. The story's amazing, the performances are amazing. The gameplay, it's taken me a little bit of time to get used to it. It's a little clunky, but it's actually really rewarding as well. And there's characters like Marion, who have been brought into my crew, and it really felt like a natural payoff to the whole arc. The map navigation, going back to my criticisms though, I mentioned the combat, but I also want to talk about the map. That's something that's been beat to death about this game. And I had more of a difficult time reading it during my initial playthrough than I am right now. In fact, there are certain times when I'm like looking at it and I knew where I was confused, or I knew how I had gotten confused in the past, but on this particular playthrough, like the map is just more readable. I don't know if there was an update that they did over the years, or if it's just me. It might just be me. It is, but it is what it is. Like I said, right now I'm not having the issue. I just kind of wish that there had been some sort of guidance program aside from that map, where the map had been like developed differently and they had done something about the readability of it. Aside from that, though, it would have made it smoother. But aside from that, though, like I said, I'm having a really good time, and I was curious about how much longer I had left to go in the game. And from where I am right now, I just left Ilium, crafted, a new lightsaber, and I know that I have maybe like 2 to 3 hours left, so I'm definitely going to be knocking this game out and knocking this game off my backlog, which is a pretty cool feeling. But yeah, like I said, I'm having a really good time with it, and the replay this time around has really just surprised me. Just how strong the story feels. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I loved the original trilogy growing up, and like I said, I'm in a little bit of like a Star Wars kick, having watched Empire and Jedi recently, but the story is just really good, and at this point I'm just locked in and I see myself finishing it. And I downloaded Jedi Survivor 2, another game that I stopped at almost the exact same hour count of 14 hours. So take that for what it is. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's super fun. It's really engaging. The game's beautiful. And like the sense of scale and the density of the worlds and the environments you go to, man, it's super impressive as well. Like, this is a great game, and if you're like me, that you played it, dropped it, I would definitely recommend going back to it. I have nothing but good things to say about it. And yeah, that's Star Wars, what is it? Fallen Order? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I believe is the name, title of it. I just always say Fallen Order. But yeah, man, it's a great game. Definitely recommend it.
Let fear break your connection to the Force. Yes. My blood is on your hands, apprentice. You are a failure, a weakling, a traitor. You are no Jedi!